people there that are kind of on my heart now, and I'm thinking about, and I'm writing them on my list and stuff. And there are times that I have that fear, like, well, I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, or I don't want to say anything to make them feel bad about themselves, that they might need something. But then there's a side of me that's like, yeah, but I have this tool and I have this gift that I can give them. And so it's kind of getting out of my head, getting out of that fear zone, and just saying, no, I really do need to tell them. And I did that this last week with someone, just kind of casually. We were running and exercising, and I just sort of mentioned it, and I was kind of afraid, and then all of a sudden she's like, no, like, I really want to know what you're talking about. Like, yes, tell me about it. And so, it's times like that then I go, well, why am I afraid? Like, why am I being worried about what somebody's going to think about what I have to offer? And so it's me personally growing and expanding my own self to say, no, like, just look at this as a gift. Look at this as a tool and be bold and just talk to people, talk to people, not in a weird way, but just in a casual, like, hey, I've been doing this thing and it's amazing, so that's kind of where I have been lately, just trying to really get out of my head and say, this is my new perspective, and I do have a responsibility to, like, share this with people who I think it can help. So
amazing, Jen. Congratulations. Just love your passion for helping people. Just love the energy in your voice. Yeah, even on the West Coast, it's good. Love it. So I'm gonna do one more, just because, yes, Facebook is definitely down. I pushed record, so this is all the recording. So Facebook is definitely down. People are still texting me trying to find out what's going on. I'm gonna do one more, and it's actually gonna kick it back to one of the men that's helped me a lot on my health journey. Casey, I know you've had a great week. We've been talking a lot, and we're getting into, like, today is just like supporting clients well. And you fundamentally love the nutritional science side of what we do. That's why you support it with all of your knowledge and background in nutrition science and dietetics. Just what's going good in your world, and, like, what are you just, like, anything that you want to share that's good this morning before we pop in?
Wow. Well, thanks, Brad. Yeah, nutrition geeks me out. I get all excited about it. So it's just one of those things. I want to piggyback on what Jen said, because we get to see it on a little bit more of a microscope. We've got several coaches who are working in proximity of each other at the health club. And it's been pretty fascinating to see some of the conversations that go on with people who we might have, for whatever reason, thought they didn't qualify for something that we offer in our program. And because they're close to each other and they're kind of connected to the same community, we have coaches who are listening to people having conversations with people they didn't think were interested, who are now becoming health coaches. So it's kind of a push-pull. It's a real friendly, warm environment, so that's a good thing. It's not competitive in that way, and we want to do a really good job of making sure that we layer authentically. But I think it's been good for all of our coaches to kind of be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of this person would be interested in what we have to offer. But what we have to offer is so awesome for everybody that it's really bringing that into perspective, and it's helping people grow pretty quickly because of that. So that's kind of my big takeaway for the week. It's been really fascinating to watch, and I think it's going to move a lot of people forward pretty quickly.
I love it. I love your nutrition geeking outness. It's good. It's real good. All right, guys, we're going to kick off. Some people are going to join us late, just the Facebook world. You know what? Life's going to happen to us. We got to adapt and go above. That's just what happens. You know what? That's what's going to happen to you at some point. So you guys are all learning to take on ownership of your business, your life, your health. There are no excuses. There's only finding the way to move forward. So we'll figure this out today. But good morning. You guys have been properly warned. You guys got me all jacked up, and it's been an awesome month. And it's just a beautiful thing when people focus on the basics. This business is simple. Faster or slower, that's how it's going to grow. You are going to change lives. You're going to grow yourself. You're going to move your business forward. And we're in week 5 of our Coffee and Consistency, really focusing on just becoming great health coaches. No secrets, just doing the do. Many of you guys are seeing work from your consistency on here. I love it. So we're going to jump in today. There's a lot to cover. So, but before I hop in and remind us of our goals, I'm a huge fan of not only having strong visions of where you want to go next, but remembering and being grateful for what you've accomplished. So drop me a yes in the chat. Get your chat ready. By the way, I'm going to have a lot of feedback on this call, so hopefully you guys are awake. You know, Casey, I don't see you at the gym this morning teaching a class, so hopefully your fingers are ready to work out. If you
Brad,
have
you know what's funny about that, Brad, is that this is the first time in I think 8 years that we had a conversation about how important getting on all the trainings are for our teams and for ourselves. And this is the first time in 8 years I actually made plans moving forward that I have somebody filling in for my classes on Saturday mornings now, so that I can be present for these meetings because I know how important they are. So it's one of the first times.
Well, welcome, Casey. We've done trainings at different times, and this one has been when you were like, oh, dang, that's during a class. But you made the decision. You know where you want to be and what it takes to do it, and it is coffee and consistency and just investing in those times. So welcome, Casey. Congratulations. And I love your passion and energy here. But yeah, anyways, guys, get your fingers ready to work out. If you have been being consistent, if you have learned something this month, if you have been moving your health forward and you're noticing changes happening in your business, drop me a yes in the chat. And I know it's true because I've been working with all of you. So let me hear it. Drop me a yes in there. Yes, 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 yes. I got a yes with lots of S's. I love it. Because it's predictable. I was talking with Janet. She's going to share later today. She was like, we had a long conversation. She was like, oh my gosh, all these clients are getting started out of the blue. It's crazy. Like, it's just, oh man, it's so amazing. I don't even know where they came from. And I go, there's no out of the blue when you're doing the do. And she's doing the do. You guys are doing the do. You guys are seeing it happen. So we're going to jump in here. We are 1 week away from finishing up this month. We are in our 5th week. This training is for all of our new partners that have come in. Many of you, like Jen, that are learning the art of supporting people well and learning the basics. From all the coaches that have done this well, every person that trains on this call or speaks runs over 10,000 frontline volume. That is a standard that we hold to on this, because if you run 10,000 frontline volume, good paycheck, but it also means you know your stuff. It means that you can't trick this. There are no tricks in this game. It's just simple consistency. So if you are a brand new coach, and we have a lot of you guys in here, welcome. Welcome to our community. I hope you hear the voices from the people that share today, and you get to hear the heart of what we do. Your first steps are to work really closely with your health coach and get out there, get the word out, and connect with your first few clients. Help your first 5. That's your first goal. If you are a senior coach, this is really a training focus for senior coaches and above. The goal is to move to executive director during this process. For all of you guys that are executive directors already, your goal is to move up and towards the training standard of 10,000 frontline volume and duplicating yourself in coaching and paying it forward. For all of you integrated nationals, globals along the line, your goal is to learn this so you can teach it and predictably be like, anyone, I can help you do this and reach lives and change your life and take ownership of it. So that's what we're covering here today. Everyone's seeing the results of it. This week we're covering end of the month, because we told you that we would help you guys in this series focus on structurally working your business, transform lives, and have the transactional piece down. So we're going to focus on the end of the month, and this call is all going to be about integrating your clients in their first 30 days, because the first 30 days sets the tone, and structurally coaching versus emotionally coaching. And overall posture on this. A lot of you guys have had some posturing wins this week. Like before, where a client might be like, oh, this program's not for me. And, oh, okay. But you guys have been being bold because you know what you have to offer, and you get them over that hump and you get them over their diet mentality. I'm just looking around the deal here. Sarah, you had one of those this week. I had a bunch of people have stuff like that. So anyways, I can go into all the examples, but I'm not going to. Many of you guys are here right now. None of you guys are really that guy on the bottom. You guys are all moving forward, staying consistent. You know where you guys are going. I had so many people reference this week. They're like, oh my gosh, I finally feel like I'm the person up top. I'm just staying consistent. I'm seeing the victories. Lori Dufresne called me this week and was like, oh my gosh. Like I feel the consistency feel. It's so fun to help people break through. So the whole point of this is, Dawn and I were chatting, is for most of us senior people on the line, Susan Lavelle, Shane, Casey, Dawn, people who have been around for a long time, our success actually looks more like that middle line. It definitely does not look like the far left. But all of you guys here learning, it can look like the far right. That's why people like Jen can come on and move to executive director quickly. By the way, Jen, we figured out the things that make life a lot easier in this world. So you're in a much better environment than like where we were 7 years ago. So, but pay attention to the details, the nuances. You too can have these wins for your business. And you know what? You guys know it. I'm preaching the choir. You guys know what it feels like to be on top of your A game and being transforming lives. You know what it feels like to get this really dialed in really well. So, perfect. We move forward. Anyways, we've covered the schedule, and part of the reason why things are working so well for you guys is you guys have dialed in your schedule. I want to warn you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys as big boys and girls today. Your schedule is either getting dialed in and becoming a habit this week, or it's falling apart and you're seeing results of it falling apart. So I'm just giving you the heads up. Hopefully you're the one where it's getting dialed in. So this is really, really cool. This is my schedule, but everyone's schedule looks about the same. And we're going to go into this today a little bit more. Last pieces of this. I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys. Hopefully you guys have had as much coffee as me. Remember, we talked about this. Just so you guys can get the structural components of our business down. Up here at top right, these are the only 2 building blocks of our business. Is every 1,200 in frontline volume, because that means 4 people are getting healthy, and every single person that you help learn to pay it forward and become a coach. Because we know that if people ultimately pay it forward, that's how they're going to cement their health journey in long term. And that's how you learn it, is by teaching it. If you're a new senior coach, that's one of the first building blocks, 7 to 8 clients, and that's really more of a manager type business. If you're there, we want to move to executive director right over here. That's the next step. For many of you guys that are on the line right now, this is your next step of your business. It is your duty, obligation to get out there and change the lives to move in this direction. You earn this rank by getting out there and doing what Jen was just talking about. If you are already there, your next goal is to be here, above and beyond. Don't even see that $6,000 mark anymore. Start helping people pay it forward and do the same, and you get your funnel filled. And if you're already there, your next goal is to be over here and running over 10,000, growing a team, showing them how to do it, and then obviously moving to FIBC. So this is really, hopefully you guys are liking this, and if this is new to you, just breathe it in. Also breathe in the income levels down there. These are all starting business type stuff. It's not too bad. April had a pretty good paycheck last month, and you've gotten really good at your transformation. That was pretty cool to see. So actually, real quick, April, did you like your paycheck last month? Pretty much better than substitute teaching, correct?
Yeah, I love that.
A little bit? Just a little bit.
A lot. But more importantly, I'm not working 3 jobs anymore. I'm enjoying having fun doing this in half the time that it took me to do 3 jobs.
Yep, exactly. And what's cool is, April, we laid out exactly where you were a few months ago with Lori at Go Global. So congrats on executing your plan and staying focused on people. So anyways, I gotta move forward if we're gonna get through today. Here's the end of the month mindset, you guys. Here's the first thing that I want to share with you. The same point of April, it's a mindset. So before I get into the stuff about like supporting your clients today, there's a mindset on the end of the month. Look at your map. Who here's got your maps here real quick? Let's see them. Who's got them handy? I'm gonna actually stop the share real quick. Hold up these maps. Who's got them nice and handy? I guarantee Jen does, because she just went executive director. Yeah, she does. She sure does. April does. Rock on. This is not a like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this. This is the living and breathing of your business and supporting clients list. The people that do have this. So anyways, just want to make sure people have that. That's awesome. I'll share my screen again real quick. So congratulations. Mindset is look at your map. Assess where things are at. Where are you at right now, and where will you go today? Declare it today. Janet is going to share in a little bit, but she's like, oh man, I knew I wanted to support more clients this month, but I named it that I wanted to start 5. All of a sudden she started 6. She's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Declare where you want to go. Dawn, one of your favorite quotes is, don't adjust your goals, increase your action. It's so key. Connect with your support team, stay connected, and follow up. There's a great video by Dan Valentine on how to approach the end of the month. And honestly, like one person I also respect in this area is Susan LaBelle. Susan LaBelle, you always you're totally connected to where you want to go by the end of the month and always working it diligently. So that's the end of the month mindset. Again, a skill set that you all want to learn for your business. It's a skill set. And I hope you guys don't move on to this any different than what I'm talking about in supporting clients today. You can truly change more lives if you learn this mindset right now. So if you haven't learned it, practice it. Where are you going to be by the end of the month? Declare it and go get it. Jen, you probably didn't even know you were going to be here this month. I challenge you to go further than what you were thinking. You're just on my screen right now and you're a new executive director. So challenge you to go further. What's possible? Where can I go if I keep doing the action steps? So let's jump into today. Just continuing. Remember the 3, 3, and 3. That's fantastic. And I just want to show this one slide as I get in, just to kind of give you guys, hopefully this is more of like giving you a feel of your business, because you guys know what I'm talking about when you're doing seeing the results. want you guys to think about where you guys will be at in January. You guys are planting seeds, getting your schedule down, being consistent. There's no secrets in any of this. Your clients in August will turn into referrals and possible coaches in September, and the clients you layered this month can be your clients in September. You take care of them well. People want to share this with other people. You take it over to October and it's rolling forward and you're not losing people and people are telling other people. If you stay consistent, it's a ripple effect. You can kind of see the wave kind of crashing down of all these things, the holdouts around November or December saying, please help me not gain the weight during the holiday. And then you're going to have the really stubborn people that are like, okay, seriously. Like everyone's going to be back on track around this time, January, February, that time of the new year. Everyone's thinking weight loss. How many people are thinking about you? I just want you guys to think about that right now. A lot of you guys have pretty solid businesses right now. A lot of you guys are like further along than where you would have ever imagined when you started this year and where we are in 8 months in. So I just want you guys to think about what your consistency does over time, because you just keep doing what you're doing. What's that going to do right now? Anyways, just want to show you this because I love this picture, and I love if you guys stay consistent, what all of you guys will see for your business. So anyways, last week, all right, we're going to dive in here real quick here. Let me make sure. I don't know why it's out of order. We talked about starting someone well. And thank you all who shared last week with this subject. We talked about, after doing a share call with the health assessment, what makes all the difference on integrating clients. Integrating clients starts way before it. So Dawn, actually, I'm going to bring you on because you're my co-host today. We covered a lot of this last week. Will you just share some of the recap stuff on setting the tone and what really makes a difference as we're starting a client and we let them go on their first when we're sharing a program with them?
Yeah, I will, Brad. I just want to, like, that slide you just showed with all the different colored little smiley faces, amazing. I hope everyone was taking note. That's what you're creating. Those are lives. Yes, and as you're jumping in and doing a lot of health assessments and really sharing what we fully offer with people, we have the opportunity to create relationships. So I know that you've heard that over the last few weeks as we're talking on coffee and consistency, which starts way before you even ever first talk to someone. But as you're welcoming them to the community, to this journey, as you're getting to know their why, like when I look at that health assessment sheet, it's really finding out what's important to them, putting yourself in their shoes, understanding what they want to create, and then coming alongside them. So really going through the flow of that assessment, the introduction, the asking them about what they want to create, what's most important to them, going through some typical, what is a typical routine for you? So that's really putting ourselves in their shoes so that we can understand how our full offering can fit into their life and make it better. So Brad, that's really what I think of when I'm thinking of that health assessment, getting into someone's shoes, finding out what's important to them, and then letting them know we're here when they're ready, getting them started, which we talked about that well with the appropriate program for their goals, because they don't know. We have several. So when someone's reaching out to you on social media, like, hey, what are you doing? Or how much does it cost? You know what? Let's jump on and find out what's most important to you. We talked about taking it to the phone, really taking it to a personal conversation, and making the best match for their goals and going from there. So Brad, that's what I think of, because we have, like you talked about last week, bring your badassness, right? Like, you've got the goods, like no one else out there has lost, 50 pounds and they're coming to you and asking you, what is it that you're doing? What are you a part of? So I think really our posture and going out with that clarity that we can guide people to what's next. And then doing that, following up and helping them get started when they're ready.
100%, Dawn. I'm so glad you shared that because it gave a good wake up to this. So why are we covering this? Why are we reviewing this again for the third week in a row? Because everything starts with the basics and where you start the course you set with people. I want to share with you guys. This is kind of bragging, but I feel like I've earned it. This month, Ashley and I will run over 15,000 frontline volume. And that's just from really doing the do. She might be having contractions right now. I don't know. I haven't got a text, so I'm assuming not. But she could be having a baby at any point. If anyone watched my Facebook video yesterday, our life is crazy. So no excuses. If you root yourself in these things and you partner with people, it actually becomes very simple to do this over time. And that's why it all starts right here. So what we covered last week was setting the tone and welcoming to the call. It starts on that very first thing, setting them. My first goal is to get someone very settled and welcome into the call. They should know that I care about them right off the bat. Following through the health assessment. So many people have shared like, okay, I get it now. I was reading it and it was super awkward. I didn't understand it and now I get it. It's just a flow and I have questions to ask. Oh my gosh, I get how it all plays in. Posturing the 4 components. Eating 6 times a day. Our plan is not 5 and 1. Our plan is eating 6 times a day in optimal health. And well, I can't remember I can't see my own notes here. Long-term health. Love when Allison shared a couple weeks ago. I'm going to help you keep this weight off. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Right, Casey? That's a joke for those that don't know. He taught me about it. It's apparently a Dr. Phil joke. Someone on the show said some silly stuff to the crowd. Anyways, I digress. Posturing the long-term stuff you're going to help them with. So it's not a surprise to them. They know their journey. You're guiding them. Clarity and guidance of how this is all going to work, and then layering them. They're going to be successful, and look for referrals because they are going to be successful. So this is what we covered last week. And then as you let them go, where you leave them at is the most important thing because people don't remember everything you say. They remember how they feel when you let them go. True story. So let them know you're going to, when their order arrives, that you're going to talk to them the night before you start. So if they remember one thing, okay, cool. They're going to let me, I'm going to contact my coach when it gets started, whether they're your best friend or you've never met them before. At that time, Allison's favorite question, loved when she shared this earlier in the month. Is there anyone that you would like to get started on your journey with you? Go ahead and get more clients on that, but it also shows you care and it also starts setting the mindset. Dawn, you're really passionate. I know you taught Allison that question. So did you want to add anything to that?
Well, yeah. And I love that question because that really does show them that we care and we know, and I go ahead and let them know, look, this is a journey where you are going to want to have people surrounding you with support. So the more people in your world that are on their own journeys of health, the more successful you're going to be, the more successful they're going to be, and the more long-term the results are going to be. So asking this question is huge. Sure, they're going to have people want to get healthy with them. Last night, true story, helped a lady get started, and I asked, so who's going to be your biggest support person? Guess what? She was like, well, it's my husband, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think he's going to probably want to do this with me. I'm like, I bet he will. So guess what? Her husband's getting started with her. We didn't go into the call. She didn't even come in thinking that. But she went out with a plan, and she's so excited to do something together with her husband. And guess what? Now she's thinking about her daughter, and she's thinking about her sister. And yeah, you know it. I went ahead and said, you know, we're probably going to be talking about helping these people together someday, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's also part of your health journey. That's why I became a coach, was to help my dad. So look at this. I layered coaching. She's getting started. She's going to get her stuff in about a week. We're going to talk then. And you know what? She's probably going to be paying this forward sooner rather than later. But right now she's already surrounded with people getting started with her. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't slowed down and asked this question and showed her how much I cared. So I have this written down. Like when I do a health assessment, I make sure that I star this because sometimes it's easy to forget. So
100%. All right, who's got their notepads? I see Casey taking notes. Take notes on this real quick. We're about to drop some like really key things in the layout of the first 30 days that make all the difference. So awesome stuff. And see, I love that the people even that do this love the stuff and compliment and still learn. April, I know you do this really well, and you're still taking it in. Success leaves clues, everybody. It's not a surprise. It's the coffee and the consistency and tuning into this. So well done. And I know you guys can feel the energy of what Dawn's talking about. If someone shared that with you, like how that would embrace you into your journey on this. So the last thing before we let them go. And one more thing, like Lindsay talked about a couple weeks ago. You're going to do well in this program. People are going to notice. Tell them that factually because they are. It is a boost. It is not only smart for you to integrate them, to create referrals business-wise, possibly help them become a coach. That's all great. But more importantly, you're giving them confirmation that they are going to do well at this. Remember what it was like to start your health journey. You were curious. You probably were worried, like, why am I even doing this? It's not going to work. Some of you did this program to prove that it doesn't work. Give them that confidence that it's going to work and that people are going to notice. Oh, by the way, have we talked about posture on this call at all? And like layering what's going to happen for people? Okay, anyways. When they do, tell them blah, 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 blah. Okay, anyway, so like just get that really good in your head. When they do, tell them that you're working with me. I'd love to help them, refer them, whatever you want to do. A really good way is like just connect us on a message, whatever way, shape, or form. When they do, basically when they do, please don't tell them you're doing MetaFast diet or that you're working out and helping, or you're like, my favorite was, I watched a client do this. Oh yeah, I told him I was eating good and I was exercising. No, you are not. I mean, you are eating good and you are exercising, but that's not what you're doing. Give them the facts. Anyone here ever have their doctor tell them, hey, exercise more and eat better? Yeah, that's a great advice. It totally works out great. Casey, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, teach them. You got to teach them. You got to say this more often than not so they get it, and they'll take more than one time. They're not going to get it the first time. And then like Dawn just did there, because she's a pro, she does this in her sleep. Oh, we might even need to talk about coaching. But we'll get to that later. Don't even go there. You can't get an answer to that question in the moment. Hey, we'll talk. That's part of the journey. You're laying out the steps. We're probably going to talk about it, but we're not there yet. They're not there yet. You're not there. Maybe they are. Maybe they're like, yeah, maybe we do need to. But you're layering it from the beginning. Okay, you're all set. I'm going to send you an email. Check it out. I'm going to also add you to the Facebook support page. You're going to love it. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom, you're done. Get off the call and know that they're going to change their life. That's it. I'm seeing the chat below up. So is this helpful for you guys? I need some feedback from you guys. Like I've had like 8 cups of coffee already. Actually, I didn't really have that many, you guys. I just was one. But I'm all stoked because I know you guys are doing this and you're doing this more often in your business and you guys are seeing the payoff of it. It feels good. Yeah, awesome. Good. I love that feedback. So boom, other key things. 5 minutes. Get them started. Really simply and easy. Welcome email. It's at the top of Simple Systems. Just right there. Boom, grab it. Dawn and I will actually be updating it to the next version of it this week. So watch for the condensed, more updated version. Cool. Send them the program has been ordered text. It's in Simple Systems. There's a whole text campaign that you can just copy and paste for the first week. Facebook group. Add them to the Facebook group and welcome them and add a picture. It shows you care. Welcome to the party. Tim, I think you're the one that talked about putting your party hat on with your clients. And just welcome to the Facebook group party. Introduce them. It's new to them. People need to be introduced. Anyways, I digress. This is how you figure it out. Like you're done in 5 minutes. Do this all real quick. Place their health assessment. You've got their health assessment right here. It goes right here at the top of your binder. So when you open up your binder, you always look at your clients that are about ready to get started. So that every time you open up your binder, you're like, oh my gosh, that's my person that's about to get integrated right there. So just make sure that's where you put them until they start their journey. It's also how you, because every client does tell you that they got their food and they're about ready to start, right? April, every single person tells you, right? Yeah, it's just built-in system so you don't forget. So you're like, oh man, they've been up there for like 2 weeks now. Guess they didn't call me when they got started or whatever. I should probably check. Then order their variety pack. Simple, easy. They made the decision about health. $392.15, $13 a day. Place that order. Boom, and you're done and you're out the door. You're good to go. You're off living your life, and that's super and duplicatable and easy. So that's the recap of last week. A lot of people have been asking questions just because you guys are all brand new. Just a recap on it. The Simple Systems document is in the file section page of the support page group. It's under files. It's right there at the top. It says Simple Systems, and it says right here, all the stuff you need, like that welcome email, is right here at the top, right there. The text campaign is right below that, and any document you need is in that section. Also here, because I can't see on my screen, this is what it looks like. This is the welcome email that we send. You just copy and paste the link, or you copy and paste you click on that and you copy and paste it, and then welcome them to the group. This is a great one that Annie did. She totally followed Ashley's layout. Quick photo, simple welcome, nice simple black and white writing, makes them feel welcome to the group. Very important, so key. Takes just a few minutes to do it. So that's how you set up a client well. And I hope you guys realize, like Dawn was saying, it happens way before you even talk to them. Your branding, how you follow up, how you bring it to the phone, how you share with them the value, and you're not trying to get them to buy anything. I know we all know this, but I'm just letting you know that's what makes the difference. So we're going to move into supporting our clients for the first little bit here. Dawn and I are going to cover that, just the simple things to do. Because basically, in my mind, I get 30 days to build a relationship with a client. If you want to follow my mindset, this is helpful for me. I have 30 days, whether this is my best friend and I'm still trying to integrate them into what I'm doing, or I've never met this person before. I have 30 days to build a relationship. And my test, my own personal test, is when their B-Slim order comes up, have I created enough value? I'm not saying did I spend a lot of time. I'm saying, did I create enough value and create a strong enough relationship and help them integrate enough? We're going to show you how to do that today simply and easily. We promised you we would show you how to work your business in 8 to 12 hours a week and create a very strong, sustainable business. Those are the things that we're about to go over and do. But before Dawn and I go over those steps, I want to bring on Janet today. Janet, are you here?
I'm here.
All right, Janet, do you have your coffee? Are you ready? Are you fired up?
I'm fired up.
All right. So I wanted you to share with us today because I could have grabbed anyone, and I could have grabbed a lot of people to train today. I also want to give a props to the speakers, all the people who have spoke over the last few weeks. Thank you for just doing a good example and just studying your craft. It's so awesome. But Janet, you do this really well. And I picked you this week because one, you're a new integrated national. You actually grew there pretty decently quickly, which is awesome. But you have amazing clients, and a lot of your clients turn into coaches. There's no trick in what you do. So I just would like you to share a little bit about your mindset when you're bringing on clients and what you do that really helps create that.
Yeah, it's true, Brad. First off, thank you for having me be here. And I did say, what? Why would you have me? You have so many people to choose from. And he's like, because you're not perfect. You're not perfect, and you're committed to being better and, getting stronger. So that's the truth. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a systems person naturally. It doesn't come naturally. So I still built a wonderful business, just kind of doing it on my own. And then I realized it doesn't have to be this hard. It can be easy. It can be fun, as one of my coaches says all the time. So listening to my mentors and my coaches, and they're absolutely coaching me to be more structured. And you know what? It's making a difference. I'm to see Jen on here becoming an executive director in a month, 2 months or something like this. It's like I'm noticing that our coaches are coaching other coaches and everybody's getting faster. And it's because we're duplicating systems, and I can see the difference in that. So everything that you just went through, Brad, yesterday when I'm like, why would you pick me? Everything you were talking about today, I do that. Even if I'm not aware that I do it all the time, I've been absorbing it. Some of it I know intrinsically, and some of it is really just dialing in and getting more focused on the systems, because that's freeing me up. It actually is freeing me up. And so I can't believe it. I'm learning. This is fantastic. So more structure, less stress. That was important to me. I was telling Brad, I go, okay, my focus this month is to bring on new clients because I've been working with my coaches so much. And then out of the blue, I told him I get 6. I have 2 more next week, Brad. And that's when he said, there is no out of the blue if you're doing the do. I'm like, you're right. I am doing the do. And another thing I noticed is my coaches, their coaches, we're building a collective presence on Facebook because we have a lot of people that we know, that we have in common that we know. And so people are noticing. It's like we're getting deeper for the people that have been hanging out and watching us. They're like, oh, she did it and he did it and he did it. And they're all connected. Something's going on here. So that's like an amazing thing. But I think the most important thing is that even if I wasn't completely aware I was doing it, now that I know, I create that relationship with my clients. Whether I know them or not, I just got a new lead from Optavia, and she turned out to be a wonderful client. So I really get into where they're at. Why? Because I love doing this. I love people. I love seeing people win, and transformation. This is what I love. And so I'm actually noticing that talking about the fuelings, and sometimes I don't even mention the price, and they don't even ask because it's so not important. What's important is they're enrolled and excited about, I have a community, I have a coach, I have support. I'm going to make this happen this time. This isn't going going to be what it has been in the past for me, because I think I finally have this. Like, this is where I'm going to turn my life around. And you know what? I have to ask myself at the end of this, did my clients make a decision to choose health? And they did. They chose health, you know, and which is bigger than losing weight. It's bigger than being on a diet. Like, they really see that there's so much more going on here. I can't believe I'm getting emotional, but I really love this. And just connecting with people at a heart level is really all that it takes. Once you apply the system and you're connected with your heart, you got it. You're just surrounding them with everything that they need. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting clients in strong. That's what's happening. And they're popping into coaches. Oh, I got to tell you one more thing. So I started a new coach last week, right? She's been kind of like, yeah, maybe, no, I don't know. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm really not going to do it. Okay. So she posted a picture of herself. She's got 30 leads, and they're all coming to me because she mentioned my name. And I said, let's have another conversation. And Lori and I did. Well, guess what? She turned into a coach, and she's got like 10 appointments booked this week, and she's already got like several clients. So it's been really exciting.
Ah, Janet, so awesome. I love it. I'm going to share my screen again so we can get into the stuff here. But the chat was just blowing up. And I think I love your verbiage on that, because I think people can hear the essence. And I love what you said. You said so many great things. But at the end of the day, did my client choose health? That's all that matters. And I love it. I also really respect you, because some people everyone has different strengths. Yours is not systems and organization. You've shared that. I'm not calling you out. But you didn't say, oh, I'm not going to be good at that. You started leaning into it, and your world got a lot easier. You've reached more people. Your business has grown, and your income has grown as well. So it's all good all the way around. Janet, congratulations for doing such a great job. It's not a surprise how well you're doing and how well your team's doing. You've just been being very consistent. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I can't even keep up with the chat. People are talking so much. So let's dive in today as we kind of wrap up this call. Because we're going to show you the layout of how to do that. And so what I hope you guys heard today is that it really starts in the front end. Spend the time in the front end. Just like your business is an investment. Like, man, I'm so glad I invested in this business a long time ago. It keeps growing and it's never going away. And you get to go on honeymoons and make the same amount of money. Who gets paid vacation and lets their business and income grow while they go on a honeymoon? Amazing. So cool. Congrats, Lindsay, for making that decision years ago. You're a very bright young girl. I just want to point out as I go through this stuff, you guys, write down the notes of these things. There is a clear cadence of this. But if you're not doing everything that I talk about here, don't get all freaked out. Don't worry about anything. I didn't do a lot of these for a long time. Janet just nailed it. At the end of the day, did your person you're talking to, did they choose health? And are you establishing a relationship with them? If anything above that, guys, I want you guys to know, my personal opinion is, if you help them order their program and you talk to them afterwards, you're an amazing health coach in my book. Like, the program is stupid simple. The 4 components are there. So just know that I'm going to go over some things that'll make it predictable and easy. But if you're not doing them all, cool. Just start practicing it this week. It's all good. Like, you might learn some new things, and some of you will be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly why I'm doing so well. So I'm going to go into this really quick here. So we talked about setting up a client well. As I go in here, you guys, I want you guys to remember the artwork of you building your structure. Hopefully you have it. If not, your business is very difficult right now. A lot of things I covered will fall into these sections. A check-in day, your backup day, or your follow-up time. Or the time you set aside that you know that you're going to be sharing health and you know it's a good time for you to be connecting with people. Or your connection time, whichever. Like, someone likes Monday apparently on the screen. So purple Monday. And they deleted it. Okay, cool. I want you guys to remember this as we go through, because a lot of you are like, oh, that's a lot of stuff. No, if you actually do it, it's actually brainless. You don't even need to think about it anymore. So on your first check-in day, because I do mine on Tuesdays. That's what works for me. My backup day is Wednesday. Super easy. I connect with all my clients on those days. If your clients order, there should be, unless you're like living in Maryland, there's gonna be a check-in day before their order arrives. So on that day, because they're the first person in your binder, when you open up, oh, okay, cool. Okay, how I'm supporting this week is send them the Creating Community text from the text campaign and or their program arrives text. So they're getting ready. April, you talked about that last week. You do these things and you do these to set up your clients well. Let them know you are excited for them to get started. Like, this is big for them. I mean, many of you guys are new on your health journey, so you know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys created health a long time ago. It's really exciting. There's a lot of anticipation as you're getting started. Validate that excitement and validate how well they're going to do. And then plug them into the Habits of Health call, especially if you do it on Tuesday like me. Like, hey, tomorrow night, Habits of Health call. You'll really want to join it. Could you imagine if you watched the Habits of Health call? It would, by the way, Susan LaBelle nailed it this week, and so did Amber. Could you imagine watching that call right before you start your health journey? Boom, plugged in, exponential amount of growth on that. So anyways, this is what the support client text messages looks like. This is what it looks like. You just literally copy and paste it from the Simple Systems document. Dom, will you check the chat and make sure I'm not missing anything here? The chat's blowing up. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here.
I'm on it, Brad. Yep.
Well, actually, I'll check it because you're going to explain this part right here. So
Oh,
one of the things
okay.
that you're doing during your first week. And guys, again, like, I have ADD like crazy. So like when you have ADD like crazy, you build in lots of systems so you don't have to think or remember. It just becomes automatic. Use your tools. Our tools guide us to integrate a client. So Dawn, you are very passionate about this from the nursing background and the science of what creates integrated clients. Explain how what we do on the back here, that if you just follow this guide, that this is what creates an integrated client. Explain the reasoning behind the layout of this.
Super passionate about this, Brad, and thank you. And just like Janet, you know, my strength is not necessarily structures and systems, so got to rely on the tools, right? And what I love is that everything Optavia does is research-based. It is based in something that is proven. So they have looked at what helps create the most successful clients, what helps people be fully integrated, what helps people who choose health actually be able to have that come to fruition and have health for life. And so there's a reason that on the back of the client health assessments, okay, on the back of this sheet, it walks you through how to support someone, because they've actually pulled the didactics and the statistics on when you connect with someone on a journey kickoff call, when you connect with them before they get started and you send them in feeling competent and confident, when they know that you're going to be by their side, when they know that you're going to be checking in with them with a real call, like you're a real person. You're going to be talking to them the first 4 days, the first 4 or 5 days as they get into fat burn. And then there's a reason that we do a call on day 7 or 8. Doesn't have to be like, this isn't about being perfect, you guys. It's just about really getting into the cadence and the structure of what it looks like. But there's reasons we do that. And then they've actually found that when you check in with someone twice a week for their full first month, they then are integrated. They have a much higher chance of having long-term health. So isn't that cool to know that it's not just because they felt like putting it on here that they put it on here, but they actually studied and looked at who's having the most success and how are those coaches that have those clients that are so successful, how are they coaching? So that's why the back of the health assessment is set up this way. And then it guides you into connecting with them and setting them up in that structure for long-term, those weekly check-in calls. So the journey kickoff call is where it starts. And really that's about building the strong relationship and setting them up for what to expect. So that's why we have the video we send them, then we hop on and we do 5-10 minute call, making sure that they're set up, they know what to expect, and then you set the time to talk with them the next day. We've got the daily text messages that just reinforce all of that. I'm gonna let you guys know kind of what I do. I talk with them first, then I send the daily text message, okay? Because otherwise, sometimes if they get that backwards, they get a long text message from you and they think, oh, I might not get to talk to my coach today. No, that's not the case. We're going to be calling them and checking in and seeing how they're doing. And then those first 4 days, we're going to go through what that looks like. Okay, and the slides coming up, Brad's going to detail out what that looks like those first 4 days. And then on day 7 or 8, somewhere at the culmination of that first week, you're going to get to do a call with them that's really going to like solidify integrating them in their first week. You're going to talk about the wins, what they've experienced. Maybe they've got people noticing already. You're going to talk about, are they, making sure they're getting those daily texts, making sure that maybe they caught the Habits of Health call that week. If not, you might send them the recording and letting them know what to expect for week number 2, heading into their first weekend, things like that. So I just love that we have it so simple. You don't have to memorize this. You just go step by step. And there's also tools in Optavia Learn that also go step by step through this. So
I'll jump in on this so we can move forward on time. I know we're probably gonna go a couple minutes over because we got like a 10-minute late start because of Facebook locking up the world. So did anyone find out what that's about, by the way? Like no one figured out why we can't. Anyways, that's not important. So this is really good because it gives you the layout. And I know that seems like a lot, but it's actually little things broken down over time. I saw a lot of great questions in the chat. Hey, how do you remember how to call your clients? Well, guys, more often than not, most people start on a Monday. So you're probably gonna do a few kickoff calls, or the night before, kickoff calls on Sunday, and you're probably gonna check in with your clients for the first few days. For those of you that are building a structure, like Dawn was talking about there, you may send it in the morning, you may send it afterwards. But again, if you lay out how it's gonna go, hey, you're gonna get a text from me. Like if some people are like, oh man, like I'm gonna text them in the morning because that works well for me. I don't know if some of you guys are like that. As long as you let them know how it's gonna go, well then that's how it's gonna go. Like they just need to know how it's gonna go. Like that's what they're looking for. So great information on all of this. And just remember that that's the flow of it. Most people are starting on Monday. It is like Groundhog's Day every single week. And you just do this over and over again before you don't even think about it anymore. So great information. A lot of people didn't know why that was. So real quick, before. I want you guys to pay close attention as we wrap up here today on these things that make all the difference. Janet, you actually and I were talking about this. You were like, man, I've been so busy lately because business has been exploding. Like, there's been some weeks that I haven't called all my clients. And I go, hey, Janet, do you worry about those clients? And she goes, no, because they chose health. I do want to talk to them. I want to show you what it feels like to be so confident that your clients will do program whether you call them or not. I'm not saying don't call your clients, though. I call my clients as much as I can. But, like, yes, I don't worry if my clients will do program based on if I call them or not. That's pretty cool, right? I bet some of you guys want that for your business. Anyways, here's how you do it. You spend the time in the front end, you build it right. Journey kickoff call, 5 to 10 minutes the night before they start. Maybe even shorter. Send them the journey kickoff call text first. Let them know you're gonna be talking to them. So when you call, you can call with them that evening or day, whatever, or Zoom. Confirm that they watched the video. Just one, are they following steps? Or is this a person that's gonna follow steps and where they're at in their journey? Like, it tells you a lot of stuff. Remind them to use their guide, that Optavia guide in the top right-hand corner. I think the video's covering it up. It's awesome. Ask them if they have any questions. Dialogue with them about what they learned from it. You don't need to explain the guide to them. It's all in the welcome email and the video, and it's there. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's like the program's super simple. So be the guide. Be the light to this. Yeah, someone used the example of being the light to our clients. And it's like, yeah, we should be the light to our clients. We should only be lighting just as much of the path ahead, knowing that we're going to stay like solid for them forever. That's what we need to be doing. So guide them how the first days will go. And I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying here, just like Janet's key thing, what she was saying there about just, it's her clients chose health. The first goal, everyone loves goals and to graduate. This is my wife talking. She's the one that taught me this. First goal is fat burning. Because one, most people don't know what fat burning is. They just think it's a gimmick thing. Like, they don't understand it. So you need to hit it home and repeat it so they know it's a real thing. And that's what we're looking forward to. So they have something to focus on, or else a lot of people not coached will give up on day 2. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and hungry. And you're like, oh my gosh, you don't know it's about to get really amazing really quickly here. And then they get to understand why. Like for the science nutrition geek, Casey, it's really cool to understand why people get into fat burning. More on that to come. This short thing, you should be very confident in the science and the nutritional components of our program. It's not a diet. It is literally rock solid nutrition. They've covered every which angle you can think about. It's amazing. I digress. But let them know the first goal is fat burning. I'll show you the next steps next week. Boom. Just like really simple. Like let them know you're always going to be guiding them. A lot of you guys like get really bummed out because your clients tell you what to do. Well, it's because you never started guiding them. So of course they started telling you what to do because you never started guiding them in the first place. So does this make sense? Is this clicking? Dawn, what do you think is good? Casey, good? Casey, do you let your training clients tell you what to do, or do you tell them what? Yeah, exactly, because Casey's a pro. All right, anyways. The first week, you guys, by the way, is about progress over perfection. Every single person will treat this like a diet their first week, and every single person will focus on what they don't do well, most likely. Your goal is to help them say, hey, we're learning health. You're learning a new structure. Anyone else here, like anyone else just learn things right off the bat, just pick them up? No, it's not easy. Reaffirm for them like, hey, great job. We're getting to fat burning this week. and we're really just getting into routine. This is about eating 6 times a day and living health. That's how I've kept my weight off. That's how you're going to do it. Give them confidence. Just, these are all the different things you can say. Opt into the OptaVia 30 text the night before, and then ask them if they have any questions. A great summary questions. Before I let you go, do you have any questions? Boom. All good. Watch the welcome video, covers everything. Julie Baker went over it perfectly. Your job is done for you. All you have to do is have a conversation. These are some really cool posturing things you can do. The next thing is the next 4 days. These are what really happens. And by the way, I don't do this perfectly every single time. Catch me with every one of my new clients. I probably miss one of the day's phone calls with them. It's okay. I try not to. I'm not saying try to. I'm saying that life happens. They have life happen. It's an imperfect process. That's why they need this program, because it gives them structure and help. Daily text message in the morning or after you talk to them, whatever, like Dawn said, 4 to 8 minutes. 4 to 8 minutes if it goes long. I want you guys to hear what I say on this and mark down some notes. I want to see some notes on this because this is really good. I learned this from taking notes from some brilliant health coaches. Open-ended questions. These are like test questions. Hey, you know, what have you used the guide? Like, oh yes, I found the guide. I'm liking this. Hey, what have you been doing for your lean and green meals? Awesome. What have you found to be your normal spacing on your meals? Hey, how many meals are you getting today? What's your favorite meals? Like all the open-ended questions to find out where they're really at on this stuff. Like super good. Don, anything you like to add to those questions?
No, they're spot on. I just also remember keeping it super fun. I'm usually laughing with my clients these first few days. Like it's just fun. Brian will walk by and be like, who are you talking to? And I'm in here giggling. But it's because we're having fun already and we're asking all these open-ended questions and celebrating even, okay, how many people have had a client miss a meal in the first few days, right? Because they don't quite get it. They don't quite get that, oh, you're supposed to eat every 2 or 3 hours, right? So like, oh, today I went 4 hours. Hey, you know what? Awesome. We just learned something. I bet you probably didn't feel that great, did you? And then we're kind of laughing about it. That can be my reminder to have them set alarms and things like that. So anyways, just having fun, even in the teachable moments.
Exactly. Don, thank you so much for saying that because it set me up for the next bullet point, which is compliment them often. They're doing things well. Talk about what they're doing. Have a fun conversation. We had the structure so you can just have fun on the calls because it opens it up. Do you know how fun it is for people? Like, do you know what it was like for me to realize that Greek yogurt was way like higher in protein and like a way better condiment source than sour cream? I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So like people are noticing these things and discovering them. Celebrate with them and have some fun. My number one thing, like I was talking about with Janet, is like not only how much like have they chose health, but how much I'm laughing with my clients. It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. And these are the things you can do to make sure you know that they're going to have an awesome facilitated health journey. Refer them back to the community often. Oh my gosh, did you see that recipe in the Facebook page? Or did you see what my client Charlie posted? Blah, 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 blah. Or did you see that video that Casey did on the science of nutrition? Give them the value. Hey, did you see the condiment list and the guides in the album section? Keep referring them back until it's habit. Like give them that value. They are learning, getting into routine. Make sure that you give them confidence. You've got this. You've got this. People tend to beat themselves up. Remember to pump them up and encourage what they're doing well. And just remember that, again, the first goal is fat burning. And just like Allison's question, anyone notice it? Anyone noticing you eating really weird food like all of a sudden? Like anyone noticing why you're not going out to lunch anymore? Anyone noticing this stuff? Anyone know why you're going to the bathroom so much? Great questions to ask people. And then again, before I let you go, any other questions? Good wrap-ups. You can have a quick conversation like that in 4 to 8 minutes. Start timing yourself. You'll see how crazy it is. Day 4, this is where we solidify it. Fat burning, boom. By the way, everyone knows how good fat burning is here, right? Like, if you were like me, I had so much energy, they put me in the corner of the office. They put me in a corner cubicle. They were like, dude, you need to lay off the coffee. And I said, I don't have coffee in me. I got fat burning. And they were like, I don't know what that is, but you need to go sit over there for the next little bit. And I said, okay. And then they all became my clients later, by the way. So, cool story. 4 to 8 minutes. Congratulate them. They have gotten the first step done. People love to graduate. Are they in fat burning? It all says this in the daily text. Hunger, sleep, energy. Some people have headaches the first few days. Those should be gone. By the way, everyone experiences them different. Some people won't be hungry the first few days, so they won't notice a massive difference. Some people won't be hungry the first few days. They won't notice a big difference. They'll notice it slightly better. You'll need to ask questions on this. Some people will want to eat their arm. They're so hungry. And day 4 is like, you're the superhuman to them. Oh my gosh, you told me. I didn't believe you it was going to be like this. But I see Casey nodding because he knows the science behind what we're talking about right now. Fat burning is awesome. So let them know they graduate and explain what that is. Most people don't understand what it is. You don't need to explain the whole science of it. Just be like, good, you've got into fat burning. This is what's going to allow you to be on point, to feel good, and stay on track during this process. So it's so important that you follow a plan for these reasons, X, Y, Z. Most people start on a Monday, so they're heading right into the weekend. Ask them if they've got plans for the weekend ahead, because they just were in a structured week. Most likely they're heading into an unstructured weekend. Make sure you don't make sure you give them a heads up on that pothole. Let them know when you're going to check in with them next week. Great. I check in with people on Tuesdays. Call me, text me, anything. The people that contact me the most, I want to know everything that's going great. I'll call you next week on Tuesday. That's what I say. You might be Monday or Wednesday or whatever. And let them know the next step. Next week, we're going to move into that habits of health thing that we talked about and talk about some of the next few steps. Good? Like they're always clamoring for what's next because you got all the answers. Very cool, right? Everyone like this? Cool. All right. As we wrap up, because from here, it's actually really simple. Then you do weekly check-in celebration days with people. Send them the text. There's daily texts that go all the way till day 8. So like, again, that's why the integration part. After that, don't think you need a coach like this forever. You're teaching them a skill set, like all those things. I spent like a whole weekend potty training my son. I don't go to the bathroom with him every single time now. He knows how to use the potty. Like funny analogy for those that are in the kid world. So like, let them know you're teaching them and you can start handing them off to their goals. So week 1 is a huge one. It's when you solidify everything. So week 1 is celebration days. How did your week on program go? Hear what they learned, how they got into routine, reaffirm that they're learning. This is where we start bringing in the habits of health stuff. I'm going to go over the 4 questions here, but I want you guys to mark down 2 things because it's not on my slide here. There's 2 things that happen big time on the week 1 celebration call. Is 1, we're going to start their habits of health stuff. It's very key. So that's really awesome. And the other one, I want you guys to get this. This is a difference maker. I want you guys to explore with them being outspoken about their journey. You guys catching me? You guys catching me? Because you know the ones that are out there that are passionate about it, that you've layered. Like, why wouldn't you be out there sharing your health? It's a good thing. The clients that do that, 1, you're setting them up to become coaches, but that's not the trick that we're doing. Is the ones that do that, embrace their journey, do the best. So encourage them to be bold and put it out there. There's not a blanket statement, just check it, but start their habits of health stuff and encourage them to be more outspoken in their health. However that looks. You guys catch that? Don, anything you want to add to that?
I'm catching up with the chat, Brad. Sorry.
All right.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing I want to add to that. You're on a roll.
Cool. All right. Then that's what you do. So key. And hopefully you guys will try this out this week. That's all the difference makers. Now you're like, okay, now we're the habits of health. So a lot of you guys have asked me questions like, hey, how do you do your calls so short? Or what do you talk about every single week? This is the recipe for an amazing celebration day. 1, make sure you find a place where you can just knock it out. I actually get in my car because if I'm in my office, I will find different things to do. I get in my car, I literally lock myself away from anything that can distract me, and I go to an awesome, beautiful view, and I call my clients. So that's what I do. And these are the 4 questions I ask every single week. They don't look exactly the same, but it's the same pattern. How did this week go on program? What were the wins? What sucked? What was good? What was bad? What'd you win? Like whatever. Maybe I hear about the weight loss, maybe about that stuff. I don't know. I don't really care. I just want them to be moving forward. It does feel good to be able to mark down some things that are tangible. Like if they're down 2 pounds, I can track that. So it's good. But I'm not asking them if they lost weight. Then question number 2 is, what are you learning, enjoying, or celebrating from the habits of health or other components? I'm going to keep driving home the other components because we know if they focus on the food, they're gone. They're going to be gone eventually. Number 3. Now you're starting to wrap up the call. You're like, how do you get these calls done in 5 to 10 minutes like this? 1, because they're plugged in the community. They're making the decisions. Did you come across any questions this week? Because most people forget to ask. And plus they have really good questions. Like my client this week. Why did I only lose 0.5 pounds this week? And she was ready to give up when she lost 7 pounds the week before. Well, she asked me. And I asked her. She's like, well, I wasn't on plan on Saturday. I had cake and all this other stuff. And I go, well, you're out of fat burning. That explains why you're tired. And she's like, but the rest of the week I was perfect. And I go, I got to explain Casey's formula. There's other components, but it really is calorie deficit that you create. And you didn't really create a calorie deficit this week. I bet you it'll catch up. Stay with it. By the way, she posted in our Facebook group 2 days later that it all caught up and she's down 20 pounds. So she ended up having a 3-pound loss right before she was about to give up. So I was confirming the process with her. We'll get more to that science stuff later. But did you come across any questions? Open up that dialogue for that. Then the last one is, are you ready for the next week? And what would you like to work on or focus on? Let them choose or guide them. Some last couple tips, because the first few weeks are key, is one, I always like to have like a theme of the week that I call my clients with. Like if there's something that I see clients asking a lot of questions about, one I think is really cool, I usually be like, hey, by the way, I'm reminding everyone about this. Like everyone forgets about water. You forgetting about water this week? You know, just keep drinking your water. It's so important, blah, 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 blah. The other thing is, who's noticing? Every single week is a chance for you to grow your business and ask who's noticing and build a relationship. But it's not just about building your business, although it's smart to do that. Watch people light up when they tell you who's noticing. For some people, it's their husband that never really has complimented them before, or maybe they just wanted them to finally notice. Some people, it's their wife, because their wife, like one of my clients said, wow, my wife I've lost and gained 50 pounds over and over. She doesn't think I can keep this off. She notices I'm making changes. My mom wants to know about this. My person from work, get into their world, ask, write this down. Who's noticing? Or just all the variations of those questions. If you know how to do that, you will build strong clients. So as I wrap up here today, because this is really the recipe for it, you do this every single week. During the first month, it's really great to do integration calls. You probably heard them say like story calls or client celebration calls, integration calls, because we do it to integrate our clients. A great time to do this is on their first week celebration, that day 7, on your check-in day with your coach. So for all of you guys that are like scheduling random ones out there, like, hey, Dawn, can you do a call with me on Thursday? I'm going to check to see if my client. No, just do them like this, simple and easy. Hey, Dawn, I call my clients on Tuesday. Susie Q's first week is on Tuesday. Would you call that call with me? Yes, I'm good to go. Sweet, I'll do it. You're already calling them anyways. People wonder like how we do this so efficiently. It's like, well, it's already built into your schedule. Do it in the first week. And here's the thing, because a lot of people have been confused on this too. You don't have to celebrate every one of your clients every single on their first week. Like have some discernment. We can't all be doing the calls. And anyways, I digress from that. Ideally, like for Janet that started a lot of clients this month, it would be ideal on your first week to just do 2 of them. Just 2 or 1. You don't need to do them all. And the cool thing is pick the person you want to integrate the most, that needs the most integration, or that you see that's possibly going to become a coach. Speed that up. Pick the person that needs the biggest pick-me-up, or pick the person that's going to be the biggest pay-it-forward person. Well, I don't care. Combination of all of them. But do it in the first week, or do it in their first month. Ideally the first week on their first check-in, or in their first month. I would really recommend, unless there's a good reasons, unless my client doesn't understand exercise and I need to do a call with Casey Mitzel, doing a call after a month, it's going to be weird. They're going to be like, wait, it's been you and me at this party this whole time. Why are you bringing someone else in? That's weird. So like these are the reasons, the science behind it. And when you bring people in, that's just more community, more success, more congratulating like people. People want, if you go watch Susan Labelle's Habits of Health call, community is key on all of this. So that's what's really awesome. So anyways, as we finish up, this is the wrapping up piece. So this is everything that wraps everything up, you guys. It all is wrapped up by their first order update. This is the test, you guys. I want you guys to think about this. Am I guilty of being an awesome health coach, or have I been slacking? You will know by this order right here. So in the middle of week 3, they're going to get a day 7 email and a day 4 email. It's time to update their order, most likely, depending on when they start. Mark that down. Like, really remember that. Week 3, okay, week 3, I'm talking to them about updating their order. If you've been creating value, it's just going to skip right forward because you're going to tell them about it and how to update it. So here's the thing. You keep it really simple. Like, great, I'm going to send you a video. You update your own order. You want to order 21 to 23 boxes, or else you'll run short on your order. That's what it takes to do a full order on plan. So they're clear. Most of you guys, like, if your clients are ordering well, you've layered this well with them. 21 to 23 boxes. I let them choose. It's really 22 boxes to get a full month, but adults are adults. Let them order however they want. But I let them know what they need to create success, and I explain how it works. I always tell people, all right, great, we've been working on a lot of stuff. You got integrated in the community, you've lost weight, I'm going to help you long-term, all these things, but let me explain to you something that's going to be the biggest thing for you long-term. This Be Slim Club, your order is like your test run. I'm not healthy because I have great, massive self-control. I know that's the case. I'm healthy because I have healthy food coming into my environment every single month that I don't need to think about. I don't need to waste time going to the store. I don't have to worry about making wrong decisions and controlling my hunger because I have a positive, healthy, based food that comes to my house every single month. I don't even have to pay for gas to go to the store, except for a couple trips a month. When they see that value and you explain that, they're either a coach by now, by the way, I haven't pointed that out, or they're never going to stop ordering. Does this all make sense for everyone? Like, you guys see like the layout on this? Okay, I get a lot of nods here. Okay, cool. I need the feedback. Then it's done. Explain the why, confirm where we're going. Everyone wants to be led. And just remember, like, hey, just keep going. Congratulate. We're almost done with your first month. And we're going to keep on going. Boom, signed, sealed, delivered. That's how you have an integrated client by the end of 30 days. So that's it, everybody. That's what I got for you guys this week. So that's everything. Dawn, anything you want to add or anything we want to add in there?
I just love that it's so simple. It's so clear. Guys, don't get stuck or caught up in the like, oh my gosh, am I doing this or that right? Just start fresh with the next person you're helping and kind of go back and check where are you at with each person and where can you kind of fall into these steps where you're at. But no, Brad, I love it. This is awesome. The chat's been blowing up. I think this is good.
All righty, you guys. That's everything. Love the comments. Love the feedback from everyone doing this. I can't iterate enough what Don was saying. If you're not doing this perfect right now, you can't be perfect at all. So just do more of this. But if you've been curious, why do people integrate clients like this? Why do people refer? These are the things that predictably you can do. And what's cool is like, if your clients don't do well after doing all this stuff, they weren't meant to get healthy anyways. But guaranteed, most likely, they will rock right into all of this. So now you know the steps, you know the structure. Hopefully you took notes. Here's the last thing as we wrap up the action steps for this week. We have 6 days left in this month. Here's a test of a true health coach. That's why the action steps this week are simple. Check out the simple systems, daily text, all that stuff so you're familiar with it if you haven't been doing it. If you haven't, watch the journey kickoff video that's in that welcome or in that text. So you're just familiar with what your clients are seeing. The rest of it, you already know because you guys have been being consistent. I don't need to talk to you guys. Like, I can have anyone teach this stuff on this call because you guys are doing it. Like, honestly, that's why I'm so jacked up this morning because I'm so stoked you guys seeing the results from just being consistent. So here's the last thing, the last to-do step of this week. Just get it done. My challenge to every one of you is to get it done. Pick where you want to be by the end of the month and make it happen. Whatever it is. Like, seriously, that's honestly the measure of a good health coach. Someone that figures out how to get it done. So those are the action steps this week. We will cover some more next month as we kick off the month. We will seal the deal on a whole month of showing you how to work your business. Right now, assess where you are, where you want to go, and go hardcore follow up and create value with the people you've been planting seeds with. If you've been consistent, they are there. That's what I got for you all this week, guys. Thank you guys for being part of my Saturday morning. Love it and love all the feedback in the chat. Have a good Saturday, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Janet, great stuff today. Dawn as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.